This week on Wildcat News, we find out the significance of senior superlatives.
We discover a new club.
And we meet a student with unique talent.
All these stories and more coming up because Wildcat News starts now. Good morning, West Johnston. I'm Allison Wade.
And I'm Landry Connors. What does your class think of you? Miranda Bean reports.
As seniors are getting ready to graduate, some students are receiving nominations for senior superlatives. Senior Julietta Romero is the yearbook editor-in-chief and shares the process of being nominated for senior superlatives.
What I did was look through previous yearbooks, and I had help from the yearbook staff, and we just looked at previous yearbooks and saw what type of questions they might have asked through a Google form, and then we sent out a Google form, and we just kind of separated each nomination and saw who got the most votes with each, and then we also try to be more inclusive. There was ties in a lot of the nominations, so if we had seen that someone had already won one time, then we try to choose the other person that had not been on the yearbook as much or had not been in that part of the yearbook either.
Senior Alexis Jones was nominated for 2 categories and shares her thoughts.
I was nominated and I won Biggest Flirt and Most Patriotic. So I was really happy with Most Patriotic. I consider myself a really patriotic person, and so I kind of was hoping I really got that one. And then Biggest Flirt, I took it as a joke. I thought it was funny. I wasn't offended by it or upset about it at all. So I was happy with getting both of them. I was glad I won one, and I just kind of thought it was funny and I didn't mind it.
Romero feels that senior superlatives are a way for the seniors to leave their mark.
I feel like it's a way for the senior class to sign off in a way, it's their last few prints on the yearbook, I guess, and so it's a way for them to show what people thought of them.
Jones was happy to see a dynamic range of categories.
I think we all had fun with getting nominated and seeing who won which ones. I think all the ones that won were pretty fitting, and so we had fun nominating our friends and trying to figure out who would be best suited for each different category. We had a good range, a lot of diversity. We had most likely to be president, most likely to read a book, and then some joking ones like Biggest Flirt and Most Patriotic. So it was a really good range of having people that the category most likely to stay in JoCo all the way to someone that they thought might end up being president. So it really was representative of all the different diversity and variation that our class offers.
I'm Miranda Bean, Wildcat News.
Thanks, Miranda. A new political club has been reestablished. Mason Butcher reports.
This semester, the Young Republicans Club was started back up after the previous advisor retired. Club advisor Reed Bird does not want to send out the wrong message.
One thing I want to make sure people know is we're not trying to start a club that's going to be a sparring partner with the Democrats. It's not, a lot of what you see on TV now is one party fussing with another party and one party thinking they're always right and the other one's always wrong.
Senior Troy Parrish is vice president of the club and describes his motives for joining.
Just wanted to have a nice place to, have fun with some of my friends who have similar views and just be able to spread better words about Republicanism at the school, because it's just a negative connotation right now. People just think it's just a bad thing.
Parrish enjoys the guest speakers that he gets to meet.
We have a lot of guest visitors. Last week we had Ronald Johnson from the school board come, and Daryl Mitchell. They're both big in the Johnston County GOP. They came and talked to us, and they actually donated a substantial amount for our club dues. They covered everyone's club dues. And it's just really great to hear them talk and inspire us.
Bird wants to inform students on politics.
I really want to make students more aware of the political process and encourage them to become involved in the political process. You don't really have to become so involved that you're running for office, but a lot of students and even adults, I feel like, don't think their vote matters when it comes to elections or that their political views matter.
I'm Mason Butcher, Wildcat News.
Thanks, Mason. Now let's head over to Grayson Betts with the rundown.
I'm Grayson Betts and welcome to the Rundown. Here's the last week's scores. Last Tuesday, varsity softball lost 11-0 and varsity baseball won 4-3 against South Johnston. Wednesday, varsity softball lost 4-1 against Holly Springs, and Friday, varsity baseball won 6-2 against South Johnston. Now to Caroline Carlson with the game of the week.
Last Thursday, varsity golf played a 9-hole county match at the Newest Golf Club. Drew Abalquist scored a 54, Reed Johnson and Mason Butcher scored a 56, and Grayson Betts scored a 61. The Wildcats placed 8 overall.
Thanks, Caroline. The annual March Madness tournament has sparked a buzz around the country. Allison Wade reports.
He shoots, he scores. 68 teams are selected every March for the NCAA Division I men's basketball tournament, commonly known as March Madness. Sophomore Braden Gray explains the appeal of the tournament.
It's a really big deal, especially around here in North Carolina, because UNC, the Tar Heels, and the Duke Blue Devils are always really good at basketball usually, and that usually is it's usually a competition between the two teams to see which one will get furthest in the tournament. And it's definitely one of the biggest sports rivalries, not even in college basketball, but just in sports history in general.
Gray talks about the different ways to get involved.
There's legal betting and stuff that people are able to do with college sports now that they implemented some kind of new law. But there are also all the brackets, people are making brackets, trying to see who can make the best bracket so you can get the most points on brackets. Teachers do it, students do it, and it's just a big competition and people look forward to it mostly every year just to see who can make their best bracket for their March Madness teams.
Junior Caitlin Tucker enjoys the rivalry between the teams.
I think it's a big thing because personally I enjoy basketball. I'm on the basketball team, and I think a lot of people enjoy it because it's fun to watch. People go for certain teams, and that's who they want to win. I'm a UNC fan. I don't really care for Duke, and if UNC is not playing NC State, then I'll go for NC State. But I'm a UNC fan.
Making brackets is something that Tucker and her family participate in during March Madness.
My mom, me, and my brother make our own bracket, and we pick who we think's gonna win. So that's how you can get involved. You can make a bracket for it. I'm not gonna bet because I'm not sure my bracket's right, but some people go hardcore, they bet a lot of money on it.
Gray expresses how he feels about the teams involved in the tournament.
I'm a Tar Heel fan, and the Tar Heels are always usually pretty good at basketball. Maybe not the best team in the tournament this year. I'd have to say that Virginia or Duke is probably the best team in the tournament this year. But I think that we could definitely still make a good run right now. We're in the middle of the Sweet 16. And there's just only good teams left usually, and there's games on tonight, and I will definitely be watching them.
I'm Allison Wade, Wildcat News.
Thanks, Allison. Tonight, tennis and soccer are home, and baseball and softball are away. Tomorrow, tennis is home for senior night, and soccer is away. Friday, baseball and softball are home. Monday, soccer is home, and Tuesday, golf is home for senior night, and baseball and softball are away. Come out and support your spring athletes. I'm Grayson Betts, and that's your week's rundown.
Thanks, Grayson. One junior has a musical talent that is rare to many.
He's 1 in 10,000 that have a talent called perfect pitch. Junior Jonah Collingwood defines perfect pitch and how he's able to help his classmates with his ability.
I have perfect pitch, meaning that if I hear a note, you don't have to tell me what note it is for me to be able to pick it out. So for instance, if we're playing something in band, I can tell something is out of tune, or if someone needs to tune a certain note to something, for instance a timpani, would have to be tuning to certain notes, and I do that to make sure that we play the right notes and that we're all good with everything like that.
During his freshman year of high school, Collingwood found out he had perfect pitch.
I found out my freshman year when I was starting to get into music theory, and I was starting to play notes and go, oh wait, this is a C or a D or whatever, and I didn't realize that wasn't normal until after I had told people that I could do that. And they were like, I can't do that.
Collingwood explains that perfect pitch is something you're born with and can't be learned.
You don't really get it. You can train to have a form of it called relative, which is similar, but most people kind of have to figure out that they have it before they can really just go, oh, I have perfect pitch. You can't just do that.
Collingwood shares the ups and downs of his talent.
Perfect pitch, it can help me to an extent, but it can also be annoying. So it can help if, again, I need to fix a note or anything like that, but it can also be a downside, because if we're playing maybe a little sharp or if we're a little out of tune that day, it makes me cringe, and it's just it almost hurts to hear out of tune things.
He's been playing instruments since middle school, and Collingwood plans on using his perfect pitch to continue playing throughout college.
I started playing an instrument in 6th grade and have slowly, gradually added onto my library of instruments, I guess you could say, until probably later in my life where I'm going to be trying to do that as a career.
I'm Allison Wade, Wildcat News.
Well, that's all for us this week. If you have any comments, questions, or story leads, email us at wjstudentmedia@gmail.com or send us a tweet at wjstudentmedia.
And if you want to watch Wildcat News at home, on the go, or catch up on past episodes, go to wjstudentmedia.com or subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Landry Connors.
And I'm Allison Wade. Thanks for watching and have a great week.